What's up, everybody? Just wanted to hop on here real quick, give a little bit of an update of life lately on my end. It's been absolutely crazy the past couple of months. Been really busy. Started a new job over in Mississippi. Got a whole bunch of guys over there, getting them acclimated to the job site. Excuse me. Back and forth from Bama to Mississippi a lot. Um, anyway, the main thing I'm on here about is this past weekend, Blade Show Atlanta. It was my first Blade Show experience, and oh my gosh. To say it's overwhelming is an understatement. The amount of fun that I had was absolutely crazy. I haven't had that much fun since I was a kid. Let's put it this way. I was on such an adrenaline high Friday. At this point, everything's a blur for Friday. I don't remember getting there. I remember stopping by Chris Reeves' booth. Remember meeting Tim Reeve. And right after that, we had to run to the ABW booth, pick something up there. Got to meet Michael Martin. Really, really good guy. Man, his product's unbelievable. Shoot, I've got it right here somewhere. Yeah, right here. He's got a great slip joint. All his knives are really good. But anyway, after the ABW booth, I don't remember hardly anything. It's a blur. I picked up a few things. I didn't really get anything off my list on Friday. Picked up a few odds and ends stuff that I've been interested in for a while. But big purchases, on Friday, I can't really remember anything other than the Dixon. I didn't get anything from Edgy Blade Works. I was really looking forward to picking something up from him. Hats off to him, man. He sold out in like 30 minutes. Congratulations on that, man. That's huge. But anyway, yeah, Friday I don't have much to talk about. Like I said, I can't really remember much about it. I'm sure those memories will come back once my mind starts getting settled a little bit with it. But now Saturday, that was the big day for me. I completely knocked my list out on Saturday, with the exception of two knives. One of them's the Edgy Blade Works. I didn't get anything from him at all, so he's the only thing on my list that I didn't achieve. But the main goal for Saturday was to either pick up an Arius or something from Strider. I wanted a Strider really bad. And so the way Koenig did their thing, which I think was really cool, they spread their product out throughout the weekend. They would only allot so many sales on Friday, and then they're saving the rest of their inventory for Saturday, a little bit for Sunday type deal, which I thought was really cool. So they sold out Friday before we could get there, of course. I expected that. I expected them to sell out Saturday before we got there, but I was with some really cool people. They were very supportive. They got up early with me. They came over there to the Galleria with me early, and as soon as we walked in, how they kept up with me, I don't know, because I was in a very brisk walk straight to Koenig's booth. And when I got there, I was about fourth in line, which is amazing to me. I don't know how we lucked up with that, but we did. Got to the booth, talked with the representative there. I put the knife in my hand, and within, I don't know, just 5 minutes, I knew that the knife was for me. I made the purchase, and boom. One of the biggest Grail knives I've had over the past several months was now at my possession as being an owner, which was a really cool feeling. I actually got an adrenaline dump off of that, and it's just a really cool experience. And then, so immediately left from there, went over to Strider, and he had 3 or 4 left. That they did the same thing Koenig did. They just saved a few for Saturday. I was expecting to get over there and it'd be empty, but we walked right up to the booth. There really wasn't anybody there. And as soon as he handed it to me, as soon as it hit my hand, I knew that it was mine. I messed with it for all of 30 seconds. I was like, all right, let's go. You know, it's mine. So, boom, right off the bat, 2 grill knives are now mine. I'm talking within like a 10-minute period. So, man, it's such a cool experience. I'm really blessed to have the ability to do that, and I'm grateful for it. I do not take that for granted by any means. And to have those 2 knives in my possession now is a really cool feeling, man. It makes me very happy. The rest of the day that day, let's see, we left there, stopped by a few booths, picked up some just odds and ends stuff that I've just kind of admired here and there type thing. And I made my way back over to my friend Sharif's booth, Mangana Steel. Great product. But we'll get in that. I've got a couple of videos coming out by some of his stuff. But anyway, I went to his booth because I needed to sit down for a minute, just kind of take a breath. And I remember sitting down, and finally I was just like, and at that point was when I realized how crazy the last 24 hours had been. Like, we had done, like, it was really weird. I could feel my body get really heavy. Kind of hard to explain, but that was, at that point is when I realized how tired I was. And it was just kind of hard to move there for a few minutes. Well, that was when he informed me that I had won the auction on the full dress Aurelia, which is this beautiful thing. I mean, holy crap, this thing's a work of art. And I mean, this is one of the favorite pickups of all the Blade Show. But anyway, we're going to get into that on a different video. But I got another adrenaline dump when he told me that. Like, I'm talking hands shaking, the next few minutes a blur. I don't really remember what I did or said or how I acted or anything like that. I remember holding the knife and my hand was shaking. It didn't do that with the Arius or the Strider, you know. But with this one, it did. And honestly, I mean, there was kind of a personal connection there. I've gotten to know the designer over the past several months and stuff. You know, really cool guy, really nice guy, and he's just he is a very talented designer and an even better person. So the fact that there's a personal connection makes this knife, it'll never leave my possession ever. But anyway, so I needed to pick up one more knife, and that was a Hinderer. And I didn't know much. I knew what Hinderer was, stuff like that, but I haven't really looked too deep into them yet. I knew I liked the Jurassic. I kind of liked the way the Eclipse looked, stuff like that, but I never actually put one in my hand and stuff like that. So I went by the booth, and I've always heard, I've never heard anything negative about Hinderer. Everything's just, oh, you know, it's just the greatest knife ever, blah, 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 blah. I just walk by there and I just pick up a random Hinderer and I'm messing with it, and I'm so underwhelmed, I guess, so to say. I was disappointed. I think that disappointment came from me having such a high expectation of it. It was kind of an unfair expectation, to be honest with you. So I just set it back down and walked away. I was like, man, that's like a horrible knife. And later on that afternoon, I was sitting there talking to my new friend Denise, and she said, you didn't put the right one in your hand. I don't know which one it was that I picked up. So we're getting at closing time of Blade Show. She carries me back over there and shows me several different models. I found a full titanium that I really liked, but I absolutely hated the color. So I was like, nah, I think I'm just going to have to pick one up somewhere else. It was the only full tie that they had there. And so I looked at getting like a Jurassic that was G10, and I would just change the scale out for a full titanium, for a titanium scale. And learned that it's not any cheaper doing it that way, really, you know. So I left there Saturday thinking that I'm just gonna have to buy one secondary, or I'm just gonna have to pick one up later, and I was okay with it. My buddy Shane that afternoon just started really just kind of being the devil in my ear. Was like, I ain't ever seen anybody pick up all three of those knives, one weekend type thing, Ryan. Things like that. Finally, I was just like, you know what, screw it. I'm gonna go do it just for the experience. I'm gonna do it. I can sell the knife and find what I want later. This and that. Which is it's all kind of funny how that thought came about. But anyway, Sunday morning I walked in there, and the salesman that I was talking to, or representative that I was talking to the day before with Denise, he said, "Hey," he said, "we found a full titanium Jurassic," and then he gave me this one. And as soon as I got it, it was just like the other two. I knew it was mine. It was so much fun. But that was my first Blade Show experience. I picked up the Koenig, the Strider, and the Hinder, and a few other things. But, man, and without Shane's trash talk and stuff like that, it was such a fun experience. I'm so glad that I did it, and I highly suggest anybody that's into knives, man, I highly suggest you experience Blade Show somewhere at some point. I highly suggest Blade Show Atlanta. It's such a big, you walk around there for 3 days and there's no way you're going to see everything in 3 days. You see a lot of the same thing on every booth, type deal on just about every booth, but they're the same knives, but they're different. You get what I'm saying? Everybody puts their own twist to it, which is really cool. You get to see everybody's style, stuff like that. So, but anyway, so I've got a lot of new knives to make a little bit of content with. That once I get caught up a little bit, I'll be able to do. I've got a couple of knives to do some reviews on that I've been carrying for a little bit. I need to update my review on the Kai Mono. I've got the Kai Mono, a couple of Spider Codes that I've been carrying. The Model 1 ABW, carry it a lot. I was going to do a review on it. There's just several things. I've got a couple of knives to add to the Overlooked Underrated series, stuff like that. So be kind of looking for a little bit of content coming from my channel there in those sections. But yeah, that was pretty much in a nutshell, just really quick brazing over that was my Blade Show experience. So I think my favorite part of Blade Show though was meeting all the new people, all my new friends face to face for the first time. Actually getting to see their personalities in person was really one of the coolest things about the whole entire weekend. They're just a good group of people. I'm glad I've met them. I'm glad they're all in my life now. I've had a lot more fun because of them, because of these guys. So, but anyway, that's my experience in a nutshell. We're going to further elaborate on a lot of this stuff in future videos. So, hope everybody has a good day. Everybody stay safe. We will see you later.